Hey everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve and today I have a really cool product to show you. This is the brand new Cybertruck by Tesla, although it's also a battery charger. It is the Toolkit RC Q6AC charger. Here's a close-up of my Cybertruck. Doesn't it look like a Cybertruck? It's got wheel wells, a door handle, everything you would see in a Cybertruck. There, let me put a Cybertruck up here so you can see they look identical. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? So I give a thumbs up to Toolkit RC for making their battery charger look like the Cybertruck. Now, the first thing I want to say about this battery charger is that it's a battery charger that is extremely good. If you buy this, you won't be disappointed. As a matter of fact, it is the first type of battery charger like this that I actually own. Now, if you're watching this video and you don't know who Captain Drone is, let me tell you the following. I've been in the RC hobby for a very long time. I probably have more battery chargers than a normal human on the planet Earth. Let me just show you some of my battery chargers. Charging station 1 is used for RC planes. That's because I have an awful lot of RC planes and they all require different types of batteries. And when I go out to fly, I want at least 8 batteries every time I head out. Charging station 2 is for all the cameras I use. So basically, small little action cameras as well as larger cameras. That charging station is dedicated to charging up all those batteries. Charging station 3 is mostly for RC cars, RC trucks, RC boats, or DJI, Autel, FIMI, all those type of drone products. That's charging station 3. Charging station 4 is big DJI items, like a big DJI camera, the Inspire, things like that. That's charging station 4. I actually have charging station 5 and 6, but I won't show you that here. That's for the lighting system that you have here, as well as some other camera equipment. So all of that to say that when I talk about battery chargers, I kind of know a thing or two about them. So when I say this is a good battery charger and you'll probably really enjoy it, well, it's a good battery charger and you'll probably really enjoy it. So let me tell you what I love about this battery charger right off the bat. First off, this charger has 1000 watts of output power to charge, store, discharge any type of battery of your choice connected to the 4 ports. Now, when I say 1000 watts of output power, that probably means nothing to you. That is an awful lot of output power because you can then divide that by 4 ports. So you're going 250 per port. But 1000 watts of output power only applies to a DC power source. If you're watching this and you don't have a clue what a DC power source is for a battery charger, don't worry about it. However, I'm sure you're all familiar with an AC plug right here. You plug it in, you plug it into your wall. So when this is connected to AC, it doesn't have 1000 watts of output power, but it has 400 watts of output power. That means if I connect 4 batteries of any type and I want to charge, discharge, or store them, I have 100 watts coming out of each of the ports. And for those in the RC hobby, right here you have an input of XT30 or XT60, and that applies on that side and this side here. You have the same thing, you can switch. But in the forward section, nope, you're stuck with XT60. But oh no, it doesn't stop there for the output ports. There's 2 on the side here. You have a USB-C and a USB-A, and the USB-C can shoot out at 65 watts. That's a lot. And the USB-A can shoot out at 30 watts, and they have all the modern day protocols built in. So if you hook up something like a MacBook and it talks to this thing and says, I need this much power at this time, it will send it. But wait, they didn't stop there. On the top, they put a 15-watt wireless charging. So you can put your phone here or anything that charges wirelessly, sit it on top, and it will charge up at 15 watts. So you can imagine with everything connected, that's a lot of information. So they included a 3.5-inch color IPS display up front. You'll see this in my video, and you can see all the information on that screen. It's pretty decent. As well, in the back you have 2 fans. Now when I first got this, I thought, oh darn, most chargers have very noisy fans. People always ask me for a charger with a very quiet fan. They don't exist. They don't exist. They all make noise when they get hot. Especially if you discharge or store a battery, the fan has to come on so that it can suck out all the power out of the battery. Things are getting hot, shoot it out. But this one I was quite surprised. I had 4 batteries charging, some batteries discharging. Both fans came on and I was expecting it to be twice as loud as a normal charger, but no, it's pretty quiet. It's actually a very soothing sound that comes out of the fans. Does that make any sense? I don't know. If I have some audio of the fans, I'll try to show you in this video. So I guess the next thing I should do is show you a quick demo of how everything works with 4 batteries. And after you see that, well, then come back to me. So check this out. First, let me show you what comes in the box. This is the box your Q6AC comes in. Inside the box, you'll find your Q6AC and accessories. Ah, you've gotta love that Cybertruck design. Let me show you the physical features of the charger. First, you have your AC input, followed by the on and off switch. Next you have battery output 1, which has an XT60 output as well as an XT30 output. And beside that you have the balance port where you can connect a 2S to 6S battery. And then on the front you have battery output 2 and balance port 2, as well as battery output 3 and balance port 3. And then on the side we have battery output 4, which could accept an XT30 as well as an XT60 connector. And beside that would be balance port 4. Then you have an XT90 DC input, which can accept up to 30 volts, followed by a USB Type A output, which outputs at 30 watts, and a USB Type C output, which outputs at 65 watts. In the rear you'll find 2 fans to cool the unit. On the top forward section you'll find the channel select button, followed by the scroll wheel menu button and enter key. The included display is a 3.5-inch color IPS display. And finally, the last physical feature can be found on top, and that is a 15-watt wireless charging pad. Accessories include a screen protector, a box of cable accessories, such as a power cable for your specific country, a USB Type A cable, and finally an XT90 cable. And the last item in the box would be your quick start manual. And now let me show you the charger in action. For this quick demo, I'm going to plug 4 batteries into the Q6AC. Battery number 1 is going to be a 2-cell LiPo with an XT30 connector. Battery number 2 is going to be a 3-cell LiPo battery with an XT30 connector. Battery number 3 is going to be a 4-cell LiPo battery with an XT60 connector. And battery number 4 is going to be a 6S LiPo with an XT60 connector. And now let's power on the charger, and we're presented with the startup screen. On the bottom of the startup screen you can see the status of output channels 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can also see the status of all 4 channels simply by holding down the channel button. Here again you can see output channels 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you hold down the scroll wheel for several seconds, you will end up in the settings menu. Now this video is not going to cover all the settings because there's an awful lot of them. However, I am going to look at one particular setting, and that setting would be the theme style, because right now this bright screen is not good for my camera, so I'm going to change it to a dark background. To exit settings, simply press the channel exit button. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to plug the 2S battery into output number 1. And now I'm going to plug the 3S battery into output number 4. The 4S LiPo is going to be plugged into output number 2. And finally, the 6S LiPo is going to be plugged into output number 3. Please note there are 4 lights on the front of the charger. If a battery is plugged in and no action is taking place or the battery is fully charged, you'll get a blue light. If the battery is charging, it will be a red light. Now before you can take charging action or storage action or discharge action for any of the outputs, you must first select it using the channel key. If you hold in the channel key button, you'll return to the main screen. And on this screen, you can still select the output channel just by pressing the channel button. So here I've selected channel 1, which is our 2S LiPo battery, and now I'm going to press the scroll wheel, which is the enter key, and I can select what I want to do to that battery. The charger's already figured out the battery type based on the voltage and the balance port, so now I'm going to go down to mode and I'm going to select charge. I see that the end voltage is correct at 4.2 volts per cell, and now I have to decide how much current I want to put into the battery. Since the 2-cell battery is a 550 mAh LiPo battery with a high C rating, I can pump in 0.6 amps with no issue. On the bottom of the screen you can apply your settings to just channel 1 or channel 2 or channel 1, 2, 3 or channel 1, 2, 3, 4, it's up to you. In this case I'm only applying it to channel 1, so I press enter, accept everything, hit OK, and we're all set. On the screen you then see the voltage of the battery, which is increasing, as well as the current being pumped into the battery. Then you see the status bar, which moves from left to right. When it gets to the right, that means the battery is fully charged. In addition, you can see the 2 cells of the battery and the amount of current they're receiving. This will continue until they reach 4.2 volts per cell. And finally, at the bottom of the screen, it says output channel 1 is only at 7% of 100% completion. By turning the scroll wheel, you can also view the ohm resistance of each cell, just in case you're worried about your battery and you want to make sure there's no resistance issues. Next, we'll go to our 3-cell LiPo, which is plugged in output channel 4. So with our channel select button, we'll select channel 4, then press the scroll wheel enter button so that we can decide what we're going to do to this battery. All the information on the screen is correct, so let's go down to charge current. This is a 650 milliamp hour LiPo battery with a good C rating, so we're going to give it 0.7 amps. And we're only going to apply this setting to channel 4, so once that's selected, push in the scroll wheel and charging will commence. On the screen you'll see the battery voltage as well as the current being applied to the battery and how long it's going to take with the status bar and the status of each of the cells. Now we'll select our 3000 milliamp hour LiPo battery, which is a 4-cell LiPo battery that's in channel 2. Everything on the screen is correct, so all we have to do is select the charge current. So we'll scroll down, and since it's a 3000 milliamp hour LiPo battery, we have to pump in 3 amps. Double check to make sure everything's correct, then press enter and the charging commences. So again, on the screen you can see the voltage of the battery, the amount of current being applied to the battery, the number of cells being 4, and the amount of current going into each of the 4 cells, and of course you have the status. And finally, our last battery is a 6S LiPo at 1800 milliamp hours, and it is plugged in channel 3. So just like in the previous examples, select the channel, which is channel 3, and then decide what you want to do with the battery. In this case it's charge, and we want to pump in 1.8 amps. And then we can see the voltage of the battery as well as the amps being pumped in. We can see the status bar going along the top. We can see all 6 cells and the amount of current going into them. And then in our channel, we can see that channel 3 is pumping power into the battery. Now, if you hold down the channel button, you can see the progress of all 4 outputs at once. And if you wish to make changes or view any of the outputs, just press the channel button and you can move through each of the channels. So here I've selected channel 1 and I'm about to press the enter button, so I'm going to hold it down, and it shows me that the current for output 1 is set at 0.6 amps. I can change that to another setting if I desire. Now, while the charger is in use, you can also use the wireless charging to charge your cell phone if desired. In addition, you can plug a USB device into the charger if you want to charge up that USB device. When batteries are charging, the LEDs in the front will turn red. That's to let you know that they're in charge status. When you see them turn blue, the charge is complete. As promised, here's the sound of the 2 fans going at once. Listen. And here's the sound when a battery has completed charging. Alright, so that brings me to the end of my review of the Toolkit RC Cybertruck Q6AC. No, they don't call it a Cybertruck because they're not allowed, because they'd get sued, but they did make it to look like one. I can call it a Cybertruck because you can't sue me. But Elon, if you want to give me a call, give me a call and we can talk Cybertruck review. So I'm going to put a link to this product below. Surprisingly, it's not super expensive. I thought when I first saw this it would be way over $200 US, but it's actually between $100 US and $200 US. Depends if you get it on sale. I think I have a BANGGOOD link below with the discount code, so go check that out and see what the price is for your country, your area, and at the time you view this video, and click on the link because prices change day by day. So with all that said, if you have questions on this charger, post them below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you in a future video with many more reviews. Until then, I say bye!